we talked about optics. So financial optics is part of looking at trends and relationships. So I'll elaborate a little bit on that in this video. I can't get optics if I can't see what happens with the numbers over time. So if you just give me a number, like I'm going on my bathroom scale, it says, Palle, you are 90 kilogram. Then my doctor, he doesn't know if he's going to applaud. Hey, Palle, that's awesome. Or he's going to say, that is bad, right? If last year I was like 180 kilogram and now I'm 90, then he wouldn't know to applaud. But if last year I was 80 kilogram and I gained and now I'm 90, then he might be upset. But again, we don't know if I gain 10 kilogram of muscle or 10 kilogram of fat. So if you just give me one number, you have no idea if you have to applaud or say, boo. Right? So in order to get the optics, then we need the 3 pieces of paper, but we do need multiple time periods. Because when we have multiple time periods, then we can see a trend. So I would be able to see that from like 2018 to 2021, I'm getting fat. And then maybe I'm getting muscle. Right? But if we can look at the time periods, then we can start to spot trends. The same thing if we are like lifting weight. Then we can see like if we can lift more weight or less weight. Are this part of our business performing better or worse? And we can create, on top of this, we can create some spreadsheets and we can see like how are we doing with like customer satisfaction and so on and so forth, right? But the basics is just understanding the things from an accounting perspective, and then we can build on it. But we need to see a trend. And even if our business is brand new or we're starting the business tomorrow, then it's important to go and start looking at these trends. For instance, again, if you have like a company and you're going out, like I had an insulation company, so I would go out and insulate houses. So how much does it cost to insulate a house for me? How much time do we spend on it? And then we can see over time, are we becoming faster, slower? Are we becoming more cost efficient? So every time we were out performing one of these jobs, after the job was finished, we would sit in the car. I was driving, the wife would get the laptop, and then we would go through the numbers for the day and like look at how are we doing? Are we getting better? Are we getting worse? So that was like sort of our dashboard. At the same time, we need to look at the relationship in between these numbers. So we understand that like we have a revenue, how good are we at converting the revenue into like net profit? How good are we at getting cash into our company? So we need to look at the relationship between the two, between the different things inside these tools we get that provide us numbers. So we need multiple time periods because that means that we can measure. And what gets measured gets done. So that means when things get done, then it gets managed. So if I measure something and I have a goal, then if I'm not getting the number I want over time, when I see the trend, then I need to change the activities. And then I get a new number. So the numbers we decide to focus on are the ones that get managed and the ones that gets done. And Warren Buffett, he says, standards equal sustainability. So Warren has a lot of standards. He doesn't invest in businesses he can't understand. He doesn't invest in airplanes companies, right? Because he lost a lot of money in it, right? So there are standards. So Warren, there's a cool documentary with Warren on HBO Max. But he talks about like he looks at 10,000 companies. But then because his standards are so high, then there's only 50 of these companies that actually match his criteria for investing. So setting very, very, very high standards. So an CEO's job in a company is to measure results and then change the activities. And then after that, measure the results, change the activities. Measure the results, change your activities. So that's the CEO's job. So the CEO's job is a little bit different from like being the business owners. But now I've been talking a lot in these first videos just to give like a little bit of insight. So now let's go in and actually learn the basics. So the basics here is something called accrual accounting. So in the next video, we'll start with talking about one of these pieces of paper and see if that can make you a lot of money. So the first video is the balance sheet with the accounting report cards. So we are going to look at the left one. So let's get to it. It's going to be an awesome video. If you're new to the channel, there's a playlist where you can watch these videos in order. If you want to, you can go to our website, sigway.com, and become a member of our Treasure Hunter club. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, give it a dislike. Write what you think in the comments. Else, that was all from me. Do you run around with your hands around your head and like you're blind and can't see shit in your life? Write it in the comments below. I've definitely done that a few times. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.